Hey y'all, my name is Caitlin. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Today I'm starting off with doing my one load a day. I'm going around and collecting all of the clothes. With a family of 6 plus 2 dogs, I feel like I am constantly doing laundry. So getting this one load a day done really does help me kind of stay on top of it. There's always more clothes to do, but it keeps the pile from getting too big. I'm going ahead and meal prepping my lunch for the week. I'm making a barbecue meatballs thing and I wanted to add some vegetables. So I'm adding green beans and carrots. Here I am peeling the carrots, and then I'm going to chop off the ends and then chop them up into rounds and try to make them around the same size so they cook at the same temperature at the same rate, so there's not going to be any hard carrots or mushy carrots. They're just all going to be the same. I'm honestly not a big carrot fan, and this is one of the only ways that I find myself being able to eat them is if they're cooked in a slow cooker and they kind of absorb the flavors of the food that they're cooked with. I do eventually want to be able to eat more vegetables without issue, but I'm just not a big vegetable eater, so this is one way that I kind of trick myself into eating more vegetables. I'm really trying to get back into meal prepping just to make my week a little bit easier. Just doing little bitty meal preps here and there, little bitty things. Like I don't go full out and meal prep my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. That's too much effort, too much time. But I can meal prep my lunches. I can pre-chop some things. If I'm cooking, I'll cook an extra batch of something so I can put it in the freezer. I'm trying to save myself time and effort later on by making little small changes. The kids this week asked for the little mini muffins. I used to make pancake mini muffins, so I'm going to make that now that school's about to start. I'm trying to get back into the routine of meal prepping and getting back on a schedule, and I guess this was like the first week of me doing that because they do start school in 2 weeks. I cannot believe it. I'm going ahead and seasoning the food with onion powder, garlic powder, cowboy butter, paprika, and some pepper. I am using no sugar added Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I do like that one. It literally tastes just like the regular barbecue sauce and it has the same texture. It's not too watery or any of that. It's one of my favorite barbecue sauces and I'm going to be using that for this week's meal prep. And now I'm just going ahead and cleaning up my mess with some all-purpose spray and just wiping everything down. The pancake mini muffins the kids like, I'm going to be making with the overripe bananas that was left over from this week, 2 eggs, 3 cups of pancake mix, 1 scoop of protein powder, and of course chocolate chips because my kids absolutely love chocolate chips and I'm fine with them having it. I just try to make sure that they have protein and other stuff added to the pancakes to make it a little bit more nutrient dense. I am adding whole milk to this one, not water. I'm decided just to do the milk this time instead of adding water. I don't know, I just wanted it to have more calcium, more protein, just a little bit bulkier, so maybe it'll keep them fuller longer. I tried making these pancake bites once with adding sausage, breakfast sausage to them because I seen that on a YouTube video, but my kids absolutely hated it. They said, "Mom, never do that again. Just do the chocolate chip ones," or sometimes I'll do like the cinnamon apple ones and stuff like that, but they don't like the meat or the fruit added to them, so this is what they get. Now I'm spraying my pan down with some nonstick spray, and my youngest wanted some cuddles, so he came in and cuddled. I told him he could as long as he didn't show his face, and he is trying really hard to cover his face. He is a cuddle bug. He loves cuddles, and I never say no to cuddles. I went ahead and used a paper towel to evenly spread the nonstick spray all over the cup so that the batter doesn't stick. And then I used a cookie scooper. It's one of the small ones, about a tablespoon, to get the dough into the pan. I find this is a lot easier. I used to do 2 spoons. I'd get a tablespoon and I have another spoon to scoop it all out, but this is a lot easier and it dirties less dishes, and it's literally the perfect amount for these little mini muffins. And now that they're done baking, I baked them at 375 degrees for 10 minutes. They cooked perfectly, came out perfectly, and I'm just putting them on the cooling rack to cool completely before putting them up.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side.
This is the storage container I'm putting them in. It's one of my bigger ones, so I can fit most of them in. I wasn't able to fit like 5 muffins in, so the kids got to have a mini muffin today, and they told me that they tasted great, so I'm happy about that. I put these in the ice box, and they stay good in there for about 5 days, and they're usually gone by then. I don't have a lot of leftovers.
Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
Now my meatball meal prep is done. I'm just showing y'all what it kind of looked like after I added the green beans. I added the green beans about an hour before it was done so that they could also soak up any of the juices and seasonings and stuff. But I didn't want to add them too early because they are canned green beans and I didn't want them to be like mushy. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the containers, and I'll just scoop out what I'm using throughout the week. And now that dinner's over, I'm doing a quick tidy of the dining room. I cleaned off the table, and now I'm scrubbing it down with some Dawn dish soap and a Scrub Daddy scrubber. My husband has been on a Big Bang Theory kick. We already watched it once, but he's rewatching it through, and I'm watching it as he's watching it, and I'm realizing I must have missed some good pieces of the thing, or I just kind of forgot about it because it's been so long since we've watched the show, because I'm over here seeing things and hearing things, and I'm asking my husband, I'm like, did he just say that? Throughout this entire video, because I was just so surprised, and I completely forgot how funny that show is, but I also forgot that I hugely dislike Howard. I hate everything about his personality. I hate how he's a womanizer. I hate how that he's a jerk to his wife. I love Bernadette, and I hate that she lets him get away with a bunch of these things. I don't know. Howard is just not a good friend, not a good person, not a good spouse. I do not like Howard.
Never the same. Whenever you calling my name, I'm taking my seat.
I am wiping down the table now with some all-purpose spray, and then I'm going ahead and putting the chairs on top of the table. I'm planning to sweep. I'm not going to mop. I don't have the energy for that, and I'm trying to make this as simple as clean as possible for myself. I've seen someone talk about this before. They talked about taking some of the difficulty out of it so that you mentally can handle it. So do things the simplest way with the least amount of effort, and you still get it done, but it's less of a mental challenge for you to get it done. So that's what I'm kind of doing today, because every single night I tell myself I'm going to do a really good shutdown, and then I start one and I don't finish it, mainly because I'm just tired. I'm mentally clocked out after dinner, and all I want to do is relax. So getting up and doing a shutdown is the last thing I want to do. So if I make this as easy as possible for myself, I'm more likely to get it done. But also having my husband here and just talking to him as I'm doing it. And I'm one of those people that love to talk while I clean. I will, if I'm on the phone with somebody, I will get up and walk around and pace, and then before I know it, I'm cleaning while I'm on the phone. And it's something I just do naturally without much thought. So having him home and being able to have these open conversations as we're cleaning, it really does help. I'm going ahead and sweeping up the floors. I was able to clean my broom yesterday, so I'm so happy that it's looking better. I cut off any of the fraying ends and did a deep clean, and then let it air out overnight on the porch. So my broom is basically new.
Whatever the plan, I know I'm holding the best of me out of my head. I know you
And now I'm doing a quick cleanup of the countertop. I'm cleaning everything off, wiping it down before I put the towel down so I can do dishes.
bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you,
Dishes are my kryptonite. I hate doing dishes. Dishes and folding clothes. Like, I'll wash and dry clothes all day long. Folding them, putting them away takes so much time. I hate it. And then doing dishes, I think it takes too much time. And also, I have arthritis in my hands. Honestly, as I've gotten older, it's gotten worse. It is genetic. Everybody in my family has it. My mama and my cousin, they all had to have hip replacements pretty early on, and I started suffering from hip issues and knee issues over the last year. So for some reason, I can only do so many amount of dishes before I have to take a break. So I didn't get all of the dishes done, but I got most of them done, which is better than nothing. My kids actually do pick up the slack when it comes to doing the dishes. They will finish these dishes for me later on today, but I did try to do as much as I could before my hands started hurting too bad. There's nothing I can do. I went to the doctor about my joint pain, and I've had x-rays and everything, and it's just, there's nothing we can honestly do. I wanted to go ahead and do a good scrub down of my KitchenAid. It had some pancake batter on it, and I went ahead and scrubbed it down with my Scrub Daddy sponge and some Dawn dish soap. I just did a really good scrub down of it, and then went in with a harder brush to try to get any stuck on stuff that I didn't notice in the crevices. There is a lot of small creases that don't get cleaned up, so I went ahead and used my scraper tool to scrape up any of the gunk that just was stuck in these small creases that you just cannot get with a sponge. And now I'm just wiping it all down with a paper towel before I spray it with all-purpose spray and wipe it down again with a rag. I'm just wiping everything down. I'm wiping down the Keurig, the KitchenAid, the countertops, just trying to get as thorough and quick as clean as I can while I have the motivation to do it before I'm just done.
And I will get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
I'm using Dawn dish soap and a Scrub Daddy sponge on the stove and just really scrubbing it down before wiping it off with a microfiber rag. I'm not doing my glass cleaner tonight. I usually like to spray glass cleaner and wipe it down for a little bit of a better shine, but I'm honestly getting tired. My battery is slowly dwindling as I'm cleaning, so I just didn't want to do it. I skipped that step today. My goal is to go to sleep with it being better, but not perfect. I'm going to do a more thorough cleaning tomorrow, so I just want to try to make this a little bit easier on myself for today. I am never going to have a house that is perfectly clean, perfectly decluttered, and perfectly spotless. I just want to have a house that I'm comfortable in, and I feel comfortable with people coming over to see. I'm going ahead and doing a quick sweep of it. I'm not going to mop in the kitchen either. And that's it for today's video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.